Back in the Panther days.
Oh, well, hold on a second. I got the mother of the son who was suspended on the line. Hold on. Who is this, Candace?
Yes.
You're the mother of the 12-year-old?
Yes, I am.
Well, I'm so glad, first of all, you went to court. Thank you so much for calling. You never know who's listening to the Madison Show.
Okay.
I hope we're doing you justice, because I'm outraged by this.
Yeah, I am too. No more than me.
You should be. I know you are. What in the world is this all about?
Well, basically, we can't figure out the root of the problem. But again, my son was playing a game that he thought a girl was engaged in. She was laughing. To him, they were having fun. That happened on a Monday morning. So the girl never told the teacher or anything. On Tuesday, the parent wrote a note in saying that her daughter's now afraid to come to school. And they took my son in the room, told him what he had done, threw the policy book at him, made him read it out loud. He's crying and asking them, "What are you talking about? We were just playing." And then on Wednesday, they basically suspended him. And my husband and I had 5 minutes to
Hold on. Who is this, Candace?
Yes.
You're the mother of the... Who is this, Candace?
Basically, the principal called me. She told me what had happened, and I'm waiting to hear, maybe that this girl said stop. Maybe she said leave me alone. I'm looking for where he crossed the line. Because if she had told him, look, you're scaring me, leave me alone, get away from me, and he continued, because he would have been wrong. If he would have made a gesture of evil and balled up a fist or any of that, he didn't do any of that. And the principal even told me he's a good kid. I don't think he meant anything by it. She called and told me they were suspending him one day out of school for it, and he could not come to school on Thursday. And so I asked for a due process hearing. She says, well, you can have a due process hearing, but he still cannot come to school on Thursday. So we had 5 minutes to try to deal with a situation we just heard about. We didn't hear anything that gave us a basis to put him out of school, and the school reacted in such a way that it was an emergency. He cannot come to school tomorrow.
How did it end up in court?
Because we went through the entire process. We went through their whole system. Nicole Brainerd is the principal there. We sat down with her. We sat down with a gym teacher, Mr. Brauntrager, the math teacher, Mrs. Hughes. We sat down and tried to reason. They refused. I went to the next level. I went to Pastor Faith, who's over the principal, who can make decisions to override her. He refused to get involved. I went downtown to the Archdiocese. I went to the superintendent, his assistant, Cindy Hardesty. I went to the actual top superintendent, Jim Riggs. Nobody would sit down. Nobody would hear us. Nobody would get involved. It was basically, he served a suspension. We're agreeing with the principal, and that's it, and you just have to accept it. And I refused to accept it, and that's when I went out and got an attorney.
And you went to court?
We went to court.
And the judge wouldn't...
Oh,
well, hold on a second. I got the mother of the son who was suspended on the line. Hold on.
Yeah, he's Catholic, so he wasn't going to rule against his people. So it's unfortunate. He sided for the defendant, and they won the case.
Now, this record, this is on your son's record.
Yes, it is. And so that's the most hurtful thing about it, because we invested academically into our son's, the betterment of his education. And then for us to try to, at the end, they want to brand him and mark him. Now we're looking to go to other schools. So he could either get denied as a young black male, coming to another school with a suspension on his record for bullying and intimidating record. The other school may say, we don't want
That's
him
right.
over here.
That's exactly right. What grade did this happen? What grade?
This happened in the 7th grade. So he's in the 8th
now,
grade now.
This happened at the beginning of this school year?
Yes, it did.
It just got started.
Yes. And you have to understand, this girl has known him since the 5th grade.
Oh, come on.
So they've been in the same class since the 5th grade. They've done group projects together. Even after the incident, she still continued to try to talk to my son. The school never separated them. Now, they felt like she was fearful. They never separated them. And in fact, the same gym teacher, Mr. Gruntrager, who agreed and upheld the suspension, put them on the same gym team together a week later.
Oh, no.
So why would you put them together to force an interaction if you believe that she was fearful? So we have the problem here is my son had an act of perception, and then this girl pours milk on somebody else's lunch 5 days later, and nothing happens to her.
She did what 5 days later?
She poured milk on somebody else's lunch.
Come on!
She stood up and poured milk on someone else's lunch. All the kids saw her do it.
And she wasn't suspended?
No.
She wasn't reprimanded?
Not at all. The principal on the stand testified, I took her to my office and I just talked to her. You just talked to her? Really? But my son, you put him out of school for a perceived incident. There was no teacher in the room when this happened.
Oh, no. So there was so it's all based on her telling her parents she was intimidated?
Yes. And the parent, when they wrote the note in,
Yeah.
they didn't even have my son's name on it. It was the other African-American boy in the 7th grade. Now, their names do not sound alike. One is dark-skinned. My son is light-skinned. Her son is tall. My son is short. So you mean to tell me your daughter comes home in the 7th grade and she can't tell you exactly who she's scared of?
And wait a minute. And somebody she's been in school with since the 5th grade.
Right. So the teachers crossed off, put an X through the name that the parent wrote in and wrote in my son's name. So it's just, like I said, it's unfortunate. My husband and I struggle with this.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Candace, first of all, let me tell you something. I'm going to wear this out. I'm going to tell you, I'm wearing this out. I'm going to, I want the freaking phone number of the archdiocese. I want that. Do me a favor, Naja. You call the archdiocese and tell them I want them on the show tomorrow. And I don't care whether they come on or don't come on, because I'm gonna talk about their ass whether they do or don't. You got somebody in your corner.